Just keep your head to the sky. Just keep your head to the sky. Just keep your head to the sky. Keep your head to the sky. Just keep your head to the sky. Just keep your head to the sky. Keep your head to the sky. Keep your head to the sky. Just keep your head to the sky.
it's time to
the little thing.
Just keep your head to the sky. Just keep.
Oh, it's time to grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, Kid Magic Rock. Shots out. Here we go. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should I say, breathe, then drink. Take a breath. Take your breath. Now, grab your glass for some water. Grab your glass. Lift your pitcher of that water. Or bottle. Get that pitcher of that water. Simply pour some water. Drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Bam. Just move your body. Drink. Or should I say, move, then drink. Move your body. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, then drink. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Lift and pour yourself some water. Pour. Move your body, drink some water. Move it. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. But remember to stay healthy. Remember the four pillars. Breathe, drink, eat, move. Drink half your weight in ounces. Eat a culturally appropriate diet. Behave. Take your breath. Come on. Lift and pour. You can do it. Move your body. Come on. Come on. Toast your ancestors. Drink up. Come on. Drink it. Drink it. Drink it. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Drink it. Lift and drink it. Come on. Drink that healthy air. Drink. 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 Drink your water. Take your breath. Take your breath. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Lift it. Move your body. Come on. Come on. Toast your ancestors. Drink. 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 Drink your water. Drink. 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 Come on. Come on. Drink your water. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Come on, pour it. Move your body. Move. Toast your ancestors. Drink. 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 What? Drink your water. Drink. 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 Drink your water. Oh, man. We have made it. I survived another day. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It was a hard day. It was a struggle. But we made it. We made it. We made it. We made it. Family, first off, I want to make sure that you understand that at this point in time right now, you are standing in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I am your host, Brother Hatim, and of course you know this is the Daily Toast, and right now we are on Kujichagulia, and we want to give all the Kujichagulia babies a round of applause. We want to give all the Kujichagulia babies a round of applause. Is the audience on strike or something? All right. Of course you know, regardless, this is a Heart of a Simmer production. Hold on. What the hell going on? I just had a malfunction. Did my whole setup appear to have shut off on me? Incredible. They just went on strike on me. How y'all gonna go on strike on your boss? How you gonna go on strike on me? I don't not only pay you, but I feed you. I feed you. Oh. I meant your fool. Y'all want to clap now, huh? Of course you know, this is a Heart of a Simba production. But we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Alright, I had to run off camera because I forgot my watch. And I want to let y'all know that the rant today is let's talk about Kujichagulia. We are going to talk about all the principles and the day names and all that stuff. We're going to try to break a lot of that stuff down. And during this week, we got 6 more days to go, 6 more days to break down, 6 more days to look at and to break down and to get in. And I'm going to rant about them. I'm going to cut into them, right? Before we do that, I need to go and shout out some of our sponsors. First sponsor is Baynu Health CMOS. Baynu Health CMOS. Great Kujichagulia to you as well, Brother Kwame. That's Baynu right there. He's a Phoenix, and he's a major supporter of Gye-Nyame Journey. I don't know where Phoenix is getting money. I just hope it's legal. Next, we have, where we at? We got LBM, Little Booties Matter. And you can find them at LilBoutiesMattersOhio.com.
A lingerie for petite women, designed by petite women. You know what I'm saying? Because from what I'm understanding, petite women has problems finding stuff that accentuates their body type. And they deserve to have their body type recognized and, made to look good. Right? How do we get some of the Benu health stuff? I guess you can acquire here if you want some of the Benu health stuff, because what we got is we got the bags of the sea moss bags, quarter pound bags. So, like I said, we have them available. So you can hit us up, or you can look up Benu Health on the internet. Yeah. But, the Benu Health might not be up because it's kind of hard to type on a computer with Phoenix Claws. So I guess he's going to have to hire me to go on and put up his site. Since he holding anime hostage and stuff like that. But you get with me. You can email me and get it. Hit us up at gnj.media. All right, so we also have Blossom 7 Creations. Blossom 7 Creations. You go to, there it go right there. You see it? Blossom7creation.com. You can check that out. Let me go and put Little Booties Matter up in the thing, so those that want to get out, put it Little Booties Matter.com. LBM. Let me put it over here. Little Booties Matter. Oh, my fault is Ohio. Little Booties Matter, Ohio. You got to add the Ohio on there. .com. Boom. There you go. You going to click that link on in the major ones. I need to rewrite it over here on Gye-Nyame Journey and gnj.media. And they said, why you support that? Because they're a sponsor of the show. They sponsor us. They believe in what we do. Boom, there you go. Little Booties Matter, Ohio.com. We also have Blossom 7 Creations. I already showed that. And we also have DDW's Floor and More, LLC. They do drywall, waxing, painting, and more. You can reach them at 614-735-4168. They specialize in floors. They specialize in doing floors like those shiny floors. You know what I'm saying? They got the scrubber they get down there, and they can do those for how big can the little booty be before they no longer. I don't. Go to littlebootymatterohio.com and ask all the questions. They have. I can't answer that. Because what I might think is a little booty might not be a little booty. All right. All right, so we got all the sponsors out the way. We're about to go over to gnj.media, so if you are on any of the other platforms, you need to get on over because we are about to go and break down Kujichagulia. We're going to talk about Kujichagulia in our 10-minute rant. So those that's been wondering, like, what is this Kujichagulia? What is he talking about? Why he always ranting about this stuff, and he try to make it get in tune with these. What is this Kujichagulia? And I'm bringing it from a Gye-Nyame perspective, so please understand, all right? Because I don't want nobody, it's just, it is what it is. All right. So let's go on. I'm going to go and cut off these other channels. All right. So here we go. We about to get it. We about to hit our rant. Once again, boom. Pause. All right, Anime. If you could, baby, could you give me that horn? Oh, man, the war horn sounds. The clock is ticking, family. I have 10 minutes to talk with you about Kujichagulia. And I'm ranting. Yes, I am. I'm very, very upset. I don't know why. But we're going to talk about this principle today. The principle of Kujichagulia, which means self-determination. All right, family. Of course, you know that, better yet, let's just go, and let's get to it. We're going to get to it. So now, the books I'm using right now, I'm pulling from The Player's Pyramid. I'm pulling from The Warrior's Handbook for Life's Journeys. I'm also probably going to pull a little something from, let me see, do I have it? Yep. I'm going to be able to pull something from The African Openers to the Tree of Life. We also got folk tales categorized for each principle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how to make that list available to those that support Gye-Nyame. So those that really want to go into the process, the original process of the 21-day Nguzo Saba challenge, because the challenge was not only to help you, well, actually, by you engulfing yourself into the culture and into the cultural ideas, it opens you up so that you can start making the changes, right? But let's go. Let's talk about Kujichagulia. All right. So, Kujichagulia means self-determination. To define ourselves, name ourselves, to create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves instead of being defined, named, and created for and spoken for by others. Now, this is a major issue. Now, of course, you know I'm a Kuji baby. I got on my Kuji shirt. I'm repping Kuji. I rep Kuji all the time because that is my principle. And one of the things that I'm working on with the young people now, as well as I'm going to work with the adults, is we are going to frame the Nguzo Saba through whatever principle I meet with them on. So if I have a class with the young people or a meeting with the adults, when we start our online piece, when I meet with you, we are going to frame the principles or the entire system through the principle of that day, right? Learning how to use that principle of that day to do it. Or you could frame it through your principle. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in class with me, we're going to frame it on the day that we are there. We are on Kujichagulia. Self-determination means self to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves instead of being defined, named, and created and spoken for by others. Now, this is a major issue in our community, right? Because we have a problem with defining ourselves. If we ever want to be free, if we ever want to be able to move to the next level of this movement, we have to start being willing to define ourselves, which means that for a while, people are going to look at us as if we are crazy. People are going to look at us like we lost our mind, especially our own people. As a matter of fact, you will have more people from other cultures who will respect what you're doing more than the people within our code that look like us. And we got to be very clear in that. So when we start talking about Kujichagulia, we're talking about changing the mindset of all those that are around us and all of those that are in our circles. And that's going to be a very uncomfortable thing. That's going to be a very uncomfortable thing for you first off, right? And then by you daring to define yourself for yourself, speak for yourself, what you're going to do, you're going to make other people around you start feeling uncomfortable. So when you start embracing our principles, you are in fact doing a revolutionary act. Why? Because you're doing the first step of any revolution. You're changing your mind and thereby changing your heart. You change your relationship with the reality, because right now white supremacy has us in a headlock with us fearing death. In our culture, death was nothing to be feared Because you know why? Because we defined it. We didn't have other people define it. We defined it, and we defined it how we would come out on the other side. But right now we got people defining not only how we die and where we go, we got people defining how we're supposed to live and what we're supposed to do. Self-determination requires us to stand up as men and women and not only define our reality, but start defining that reality for our children. Right now, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to get to that part yet. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me move on. I need to go. So, I am going through, the chapter I'm in right now is Principles Pledge, the Principles Pledge, Proverbs, and Questions of the Tribe or the Nation. So from there, we move to Kujichagulia in the book. Now, Kujichagulia, the numbers that go with Kujichagulia are the number 2 and the number 8, which fit me perfectly, right? The color is indigo. I like to use the dark blue, but it's a dark blue with like a purple tinge. It is beautiful. Element is earth. Okay? The element is earth. The day of the week, y'all know the day of the week. The day of the week is today, and I don't feel like doing those push-ups. The chakra is what will be considered the third eye. All right? So now what we say, here is the haiku. My mind is focused on self-determination. Define self for self. 575. My mind is focused. 5. On self-determination. 7. Define self for self. I'm cold with it. But anyway, Kwanzaa is a time for us to rededicate ourselves, reconnected to what is true within us, and to rebuilding our communities. The second principle of Kwanzaa speaks to this on several levels. The major issue that we will focus on today with this principle is the power to define ourselves for ourselves. Check out my blog and haiku called Name Your Purpose. Hold on, let me see what's... Oh my God. Hold on, family. This might be an emergency. You know I'm doing my show. You dying? Is what? Yeah, he hacked. I told you that yesterday. All right, girl. I'm doing my show. I thought you was dying. No, Devin wouldn't reach out. And Brother Devin stuff is hacked everybody out there. So that y'all know. All right. Bye-bye. All right, so those that don't know, Brother Devin's Instagram is hacked. All right, so So let me start over. Good God Almighty, I only got a minute left. Kwanzaa is a time for us to rededicate ourselves, reconnected to what is true within us, and to rebuilding our communities. The second principle of Kwanzaa speaks to this on several levels. The major issue that we will focus on today is the principle of with this principle is the power to define ourselves for ourselves. Check out my blog and haiku called Naming Your Purpose. This principle speaks to us about the importance of defining ourselves in the world. When we learn to use the power of this principle in the world, we take command of our reality. This makes it easier for us to live by giving us the responsibility and the ability to create the world that we want to see. This powerful principle can be used also in hard times to help us pull through. This principle helps us to learn to control our will. When we take time to learn the mysteries of this principle, we learn about the sleeping giant that is inside of us. This sleeping giant, when awakened, will give us the power to break through all obstacles. Take some time today to focus on this principle and build your personal power by working with it in your mind and soul through meditation and deep thought. Now that you know the day, and the color, you can focus on it at its most powerful times. All right. Also, with this principle, we also have from the African openness to the tree of life, Proverbs. I'm going to take a couple more seconds because I was interrupted. Thought it was an emergency. Stay in focus. To keep on base. To maintain poise, say the knowledge holders. To be erect. Keep association with the center. The life charge proceeds from the center. That's one of the proverbs for Kujichagulia. They who are not willing to sacrifice will not be fulfilled, say the knowledge holders. Sacrifice harmonizes through right measure. It realigns forces, say the knowledge holders. Sacrifice and self-determination all go hand in hand, right? When you become determined to do something, you have to sacrifice something else, right? When you really get focused in, when you really hone in, something else has to be focused. When you start defining yourself, something has to be sacrificed. You have to sacrifice the other definitions that were given to you. When you start redefining who you are, you have to sacrifice the old part of yourself. You got to sacrifice that old you or that false you or that false reality. And that is one of the powers of Kujichagulia. When you start embracing the fact that you have to make sacrifices. And many of us don't want to make that sacrifice. Sometimes that sacrifice means that we might look like a fool. Sometimes that sacrifice might mean that people may start bothering you and start prosecuting you, right? Because you are doing something different. Family, we got to understand that what we are doing is going to make people uncomfortable. When we start talking about changing who we are and changing the very substance of who we are, our being, changing the very substance of our being, when we start talking about doing stuff like that, it becomes a threat. You make people uncomfortable. And deal with it. Right? We look for the definitions that's given to us. Whether y'all know it or not, doctor is a definition that is given to you by them. You go through their process and you become indoctrinated with their shit, and then you prove that you got a mastery over their shit. But what we tell ourselves is, I'm getting mastery over their shit so I could better manage our shit and I could bring whatever in. That's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this. We lose more people who try to go in there and do that rather than, because with all of the stuff out here right now, we got enough information where you don't even have to go there to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that we sending our kids to go to school for right now, they don't even need to go to school for no more. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if you're going to be a medical doctor, you're going to need some tutelage on that. But then even there's some ways to get around some of that, because there's certain doctors and certain skills that you could get outside of that and become a healer. Now, not doing surgery though. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go. Here we go. They who are not willing. Okay, my fault. What does not strengthen should be released, for it is a false treasure, say the knowledge holders. What does not strengthen should be released. Major proverb when it comes to self-determination. What does not strengthen should be released, for it is a false treasure. Many of us are holding on to stuff, right? Self-determination requires you to release the stuff that is not real treasure, to release the stuff that does not strengthen you, to release it. Why? Because it weakens your willpower. It weakens your ability to move when you might be tired. You understand what I'm saying? Self-determination requires you to sacrifice those weak things, those things that weaken you, right? Kujichagulia babies out there, or those that are trying to see the world or trying to master, or if you are building your pyramid from this book, if you're using this book, if you are on the step of Kujichagulia right now, you will not complete your process, you will not be successful if you do not start releasing those things that weaken you. Those things that require attention, that is not building you up, that's not strengthening you. It's a false treasure. And there's so many of those in our lives right now. It's so many false treasures that we have in our lives right now. And we wonder why our community is going awry. I'm sorry. Last one. If what is to be offered is not one's own, then how can it be a sacrifice, said a knowledge holder? What is precious is given up for something more precious. In order for us to really be able to define ourselves, we have to release what we've been holding on to. Right? Once again, it's a false treasure. And what is precious? Because right now that's precious to you. But when you release it, you allow something more precious to come into you. Right? You allow something more precious to come into your existence. And a lot of us are not even existent. We are figments of West Asians' imaginations. Many of us have given up living our lives so that we could be figments in other people's imagination. We are acting out the roles that has been created for us by others, which means that you are a character in somebody else's play, in somebody else's life movie, in somebody else's life. I want you to be the star of your own goddamn show. We need our own life shows and have other people be the stand-ins and the only West Asian friend in the group or some shit like that. Because that's how they play you. Self-determination requires us to really, really get down and dirty with some work, family. It really does. I'm about to do the toast. Anime, sound the war horn. The rant is over, the rant is over, the rant is over. The Wicked Witch is dead. And as we say in Gye-Nyame, class dismissed. Now get the hell up out my classroom. All right. So we are about to pour this toast. It looked like we a little bit ahead of schedule this morning. Let's see. Well, we might have a little time afterwards because there's some news that I really want to cover. I ain't been able to cover the news in about 4 months, and that's really my fault. But excuse me. Ooh. All right. But for those that want to get your ancestors on the list and you want to start participating with us, the thing to do is to get on our email list. Get on our email list. How do you do that? It's a very simple process. Those that are already here, you already probably are on the email list. But if you are not, just go to gnj.media. What'll pop up will be the Daily Toaster screen. You see Daily Toaster, you see a little TV screen with Gye-Nyame with something playing, or to say Gye-Nyame Journey, gnj.media. Will be right back in red, black, and green. Up under there, there's a line that says email address and click follow. When you click that, what that does, that allows us to start to add you to our database. Now, the key piece and important part about that, family, because I need y'all to understand this. As we start moving forward, we are going to start being censored. I mean, like I said, I'm not really saying nothing super offensive. Now, sometimes I might get a little bit offensive. I might cuss a little bit much or whatever. But we're not saying nothing that is super offensive. But we're moving into a time and into a world where if we are going to be able to talk about what we're talking about, right? We are going to have our own platforms. Please understand, right? Like, for example, for me to continue doing what I do, right? In 23 states, as far as what I do in schools and trying to bring people into line with our culture, right? It's becoming illegal. See, they're grouping everything that we do up under this, what they call it, racial is... The theory, the one thing that is they done made illegal that you can't do. They done made it to where you can't even talk about black issues and actual American history in the classroom now. It's illegal, right? Racial theory, what is it? Somebody out there type it in. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Hopefully y'all know what I'm talking about. In a minute, somebody will be able to pin what we do as hate speech on all platforms, which means that we will be eliminated, and the only place we'll be able to do it is on our platforms. The only place we'll be able to have these discussions is on our platforms. So with Gye-Nyame, what we're trying to do is not only expand what we do as far as getting other people to be able to stream on Gye-Nyame, but we're also trying to make sure that we can secure the place that we have. So it's very important for those of you that are not supporters of Gye-Nyame to at least be a supporter. If you can't do a monthly thing, every now and then you could drop something for us in our Cash App. Because this is the piece. When they finally get the last one of us off, because if you support another black media, I commend you. I salute you. I'm just asking you as Gye-Nyame. Us pouring libations may eventually be crazy. The ideas we need to discuss to improve our mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and intuitional health cannot be addressed on these other platforms. And that's 100% true, family. You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to have our spaces where we can have these conversations. We got to. But anyway, I can't even think about what it's called. Racial theory, blah, 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 whatever. But all that stuff is being banned. So you can't have conversations in schools with your children like this about this. In a minute, it's going to be hate speech. In a minute, your ancestors will have been immigrants that were paid overtime. You know what I'm saying? Were paid for their labor. And y'all were immigrants, which a lot of your kids, whether we know it or not, let me say this, a lot of our children believe this. A lot of our children believe that they were immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Really, if you don't believe me, if it might not be your kids, but if your kids is being thrust into an environment where a whole bunch of other kids are either in denial or in total ignorance about themselves, more than likely, if your child is not having problems, they know how to hide real well, which means that they may be able to pretend. And if they pretend for too long, sometimes you can get lost in that character. I'm just letting y'all know. Because we know people that done did it. This is why I keep on saying the dangers of going into these institutions trying to change them. Oftentimes what happens to the individuals that do that is that they get changed. Because it's only so long that you can try to go undercover. When you try to make undercover your life, when your whole life is based on undercover, you eventually lose who you are. Don't believe me? Do the research yourself. This is why they have to go and they have to pull spies out. Why they have to pull undercover agents out. So these individuals can hang on to their identity so they can start identifying themselves. And family, remember what I told you before. A stem cell, once it loses its identity, becomes a tumor. A person, once they lose their identity, becomes a tumor. They just grow into some bullshit that ends up destroying everything around them. And if you are around them, guess what? Man, come on, fam. Come on now. So for those that's like you can go to G&J Media.support. That's right, .support. Our Cash App is capital G, capital N, capital J, capital M, EDIA. There you go. Y'all can hit that up. You know what I'm saying? But, like, help us keep moving. Y'all could go on. Y'all go to the merch store, gnj.merch, merch.gnj.media. Y'all go to the merch store and support us. Y'all could go. Y'all could do the free e-course. Even doing the free e-course. FreeGNJEcourse.com. FreeGNJEcourse.com. Brother Hatim, how does the free G&J e-course help? Well, the free G&J e-course help because it aligns you. How can I put you? I have 7 discussions with you, right? And then, like I said, whether you decide to go on or whatever, but it at least get some information into you. You know what I'm saying? And then I think you will have a better understanding and know what you support and the type of work that we're trying to do here at G&J.media. And I think that's the problem. I don't think we have been communicating our idea, our mission very clear when we start talking about the whole tribe piece and how important it is, right? How important in reality it is. But anyway, I don't know what I was supposed to be doing. Oh my God. I'm having a good time, family. I really am having a good time. But hold on. I love what I do. And like I said, I would love to be able to do it full time. But let me tell you right now, I'm not opposed to somebody else being able to do it full time. Best believe that. I don't oppose that. You know what I'm saying? I would love, like I said, I could keep on, because I love what I do. I keep on doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And somebody else is able to go on, long as we are able to get the message out. Some other people, some other young people, you know what I'm saying? Get some young ideas up in here, right? And get some people doing the toast and doing different things. I am not opposed to it. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I think that might be a little bit better because I might irritate some people. I don't know. And if I do, too damn bad. You know what I'm saying? If, up until we get to the point where like we got enough investors to be like, Brother Hatim, it's time for you to move. Now let me tell you about the work that we do. So I'm sitting getting ready for the show this early morning, because I gotta get up. Like I got up at 4 today, so I'm gonna have to push it back to 3:30 because, like I said, some of the young people was watching the proverb of the day, so I'm gonna have to get up and start doing the proverb of the day. Because like I told y'all, my experience with the proverb of the day was a young man was sitting in the back of the classroom just busting to ask me a question. He was busting wide open. He wanted to ask Brother Hatim a question. And I was like, but he called me Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown, I got a question. So what's the question, man? What's going on? Nothing. See, man, what? Don't do that again. Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown, I'm in the middle of something. Okay, cool. What is it? No, seriously. I asked later because I don't want you to go off on me. I said, okay, all right. You about to get going off on anyway. You want some attention? I'm gonna turn up the attention on you. He asked finally, what is it? Mr. Brown, what's the proverb of the day? Yeah, what's the proverb of the day? Like, wow. So I said, cool. Right? I said, cool. You know what I'm saying? If that's where you at, that's cool. Now, so that's an example of the reach that we are able to have. You know what I'm saying? I got a 13-year-old asking me about the proverb of the day, knowing the song and everything. And classmates being like, yeah, we seen that. Well, what is the proverb of the day? Right? Like, oh, okay. All right. I got you. Right? Then also, so, I wake up this morning to get ready for the show, and one of my older sons sent me a text, and he starts the text off. He said, look at your hard work, and he sent me an acceptance letter that he got for a job that he been trying to get. And, like I said, he's sending me out shots when it's all his work. But he wanted to thank me for doing what I do and for being involved in his life. You know what I'm saying? So we have a reach. We affect. We change people's lives. And I know many of you out there, because I know it's like sort of like talking to the choir. Many of y'all had this, and we need to start going and documenting some of the stuff that we are doing with the family, with the tribe and the extended tribe, so people understand the power of what we're doing here, right? Not only are we changing minds, we're changing spirits, we're changing hearts, right? We're teaching people how to use this culture to move forward, not be stuck. But anyway, we about to start our toast. Let me get over here so I can make sure I see if there's... Brother Kwame said, consider our Vietnam vets who have returned from war and the precaution families had to take to wake them from sleep as an example. Okay, right. Trauma. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's go on. Let's get it. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? So we lifting up our glass. We salute the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass. We salute that creator. And we say, here at least, with one resounding, we say that word of power. And we say here, Ashe. From there, family, we lift up our glass. We salute. We salute. We salute. Y'all ready? We salute our personal ancestors. We lift up our glass. We lift it up high. And we salute each and every last one of our personal ancestors. You ready? I'm going to go down the list as far as I can. If you have ancestors, that's what I meant to tell you. If you have ancestors that you want to add to the list, you go and get on our email list. And once you get your initial email, all you got to do is click reply and send us your ancestor list. Not the whole thing. Be mindful, we got a long list. So pick the ones that you want on there, right? And, send them in. Or you can hit us up on our other social media platforms and somebody will get them. All right, so we're calling on Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert, the Tex, Anna Davis, Herman Brown, Senior, Rosalie Tilly, Georgia William Walter, Christopher Fanny Gasson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Marco Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvar Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis, Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman, No More X, Sapat Mount Ra, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Coach Joe Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., J. Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxor Brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Reed Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Miss Alon Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janet Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renneman, Virginia Rogers, Rem J. Smith, Lois Henderson, Kevin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kelly D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Mel Del Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Well, Livy the Farmer, Augusta Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Evelyn Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dixon, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary, Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keach Reese, Linda Watson Hammond, Gerald Giles Watson, Spell, Slimmy, Seven Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Percy Moore, Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Vina Hall, Freeman Bankster, May Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, Dave Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quills, Urania Thornton, Bernie Quills, Ernest Steve Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, James W. Westin, James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, Jane Farmer, May Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hadley Vester, May Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinera, Amatel Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amica Russ, Denny Monez, Gina Roop Jones, Jana Callahan. Wow. If I missed any ancestors, let me know, because I feel like I missed a whole group. But anyway, it's a mistake of the mind and not of the heart. We got William Walter West, Nigel Perez, Elder Basiji Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, Johnny Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, DeFriedis Hines, Annis Bostic, Anna Bostic, Winifred Scanapay, Wilson Haley, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spradley, Kevin Spradley, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Ida Candy, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Carter. Leon Carter. I heard something upstairs. Broke my focus. Leon Carter. Is Michael Carter, Leon Peanut Carter, Mark Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Naylon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Clark, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr. Hold on. Let me go back. I'm going to go back. Inez Bostic, Anna Bostic, Winifred Scanterbury, Wilson Haley, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spradling, Kevin Spradling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, The Candy, Janice Carter, Mike Carter, Leon Pino Carter, Mark Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Naylon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingles, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingles, R.G. Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gaston, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kenico Parsons, Jesse Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy. We got Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trash, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, Dave Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie Margaret Armstead, Don Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Becca Alexander, Arthur Honor, Holly Reed, Charles Reed, Eulin Andrew Baker, Patricia Namber Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Harry Tubman Case, Spencer Sturz, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Riola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, that's Senior, Melly Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Viola Ross, Robin Nelson, Fred Stevenson, Nero Stokes, Needy Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Manny and Charlie Scott, Ada Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornell Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, Lee Dallas Lewis, May French, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, 90 Harris, Even Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Evan Moore, Miss Vanilla, I was Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Urchin Houston, Led Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, and Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, at the Green, Beth Bond, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raymond Lowe Newton, J.B. Forgy, Thomas Zoon Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, J.C. Sanders, World Pruitt, H.J. Brownlee Sr., Henry Wilson, Rupert Jinks, Benny Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Morel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruth Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irvin, Howard Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Rosella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robert Lee Caldwell, Neville Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easy, Sean Easy, Javed McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekhar Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Norris Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Ira, Mansfield Corporate, George Swan, Monty Grace, Charles Scott, Charles A. Scott, Michael Morgan, Shirley Morgan, Samuel Evans McGann, Andy Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. We got Joella Giles, James Carswell, Roberta Adams, also known as our sis. We got Elder Shaka McNair and Fatima McNair. We got Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shang Lewis, Ronald Sheldon Jr., Damon Top, Christina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Condon, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jermonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Craig Sample, Candace Simmons, Sermon Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sonny Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., the Clarence Lunk, Elizabeth Johnson, Mr. Thornton, Johanna DeSandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry S. II, Fannie Ann Webb, Dan Walton, L. T. Sue Walton, M. Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny Pete Walton, Willie Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem and Como, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Cream Mackey. We got Victor Bowden, Priscilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, T.L.R. Woods, Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Andy Simpson, Jamar Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Cincinnati Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, that's Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Savon Demond, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young, Isaac Jackson Sr., Drusilla Merle, Christina Young, Wayne Young, Thomas Young, Frank Merle, Charles A. Young, Devin Shaw. Oh my God, why I do that? Sylvester Foster, James Lizzie Winston, Amy Julia Lawrence, Ozell Ellis Sr., Glass Corporal, Ozell Ellis Jr., Junior Jackson, A.J. Lacey, also known as Tooth the Don, Saban Winston, Chris Kinney, Margaret Mentor, Mary Smith, One F. Florence Sith Gibbs, Carl William Duncan Jr., Jenny Callahan, Danny Hill, Miko Dinasi, Andre Martin, Mabel Williams, Terry Brown, Teresa Biddle, Lavonna Kincaid, Carla Sawyer, Reverend Jesse Porter, Deacon Ezekiel Dennis, Brenda Porter, Craig Lee Jones, Granny Beulah, Papa Al Reeson, Inez Smith, George Gamble Sr., Joseph Gale, LaShonda Jamar. We got Leroy Raleigh, Mona Yolanda Honey, Von Patrice Turner, Herman Reeves, Amanda Reeves, Josh Reeves, Lena Kay, Pam Johnson, Leon Reed Fisher, Jerry Johnson McCallum, also known as Mama Moon. We got Sheila Ann Lee, Panchita Albert, Donna Brooks, Barbara Moses, Ida Spade, Eric Branson, Eric Winston, Darren Bridget, Francisco Matisse, also known as Sonny. We got Charles Stevenson Jr., King Pleasant, Sarah Keat, Nene Shepard, Brett L. William, Mabel Hanson, Wilbur Shepard, Dennis Jackson, William Haskins, Geraldine Jackson, Henry Jackson Sr., Edward Jones, Leslie Travis, Charlize Barnes, DeJuan Lewis Taylor. We got Madeline Yates, June Dandridge, Daisy Wilford, Frederick Smith, James Amanda Baldwin, Lyndon Williams, Sally Williams, Vivian Stevenson, Irene Harris, Kelly Williams, Abu Scales, Pat Williams, Mrs. Bertha Walker, Tony Ogletree, Grandma Marguerite, Tracy Emery, Hassan Abdul Razak, Vivian Johnson, B.J. Jones, Avi Shell, Roberto Monterosa, Chet Word, Mama Rahani, Deb Ray, Michelle Nash, Joseph Lane Miller III, and Renoko Rashidi family. We lift up our glass. We salute each and every last one of our ancestors, lifting them up, lifting up a high salute, and we say the words of power, and it is Ashe. I wonder. All right, remembering those whose shoulder we stand upon. We lift up our glass and salute them, and we move from there to the present moment. In the present moment we are on, we just got done talking about it. It's Kujichagulia. Family, I ask you to open up your reticular formation, seek out Kujichagulia. Not only seek it out, find it, talk about it, share it. Share it on your timeline, share it on your social media, all your social media platforms, make a video about it, do a podcast about it. You know what I'm saying? Draw it. Cook a meal dedicated to it, right? You know what I'm saying? What spices remind you of Kujichagulia? I mean, come on now. I mean, because we got to start incorporating these things into our life. For those that don't speak the language, Kujichagulia means self-determination. Justice is the modic principle of the day. Indigo is the color, as you can see by this crispy-ass shirt. Just took it out the package. Man, Gye-Nyame life is good, right? We got correspondence, which is the Hermetic law, which we didn't talk about. Or correspondence, I didn't put that into the rant. Correspondence is that principle, as above, so below. Male name for the day is Kwabena. Female name is Abina. I don't believe. Oh, my God. I went through the whole thing as far as talking about these principles, and I didn't even say nothing about the day names. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Those that are out there, forgive me. Kujichagulia, here you go. Kujichagulia, I am so sorry. You are mainly full of fire and determination. You are an inspirator. An inspirator. You are bold. You are a risk taker. What you do is a source of inspiration for others, and you do well in works of collective responsibility. Kind of, you know what I'm talking about. Well, y'all heard me. You inspire people to do what they need to do. You are willing to risk a change. You can bring about a constructive detour. Certain life crises, managed or accidental, are inevitable for you. You risk letting go of familiar protective identity to stay on a determined purpose. For a while, you are exposed and vulnerable. You are forced to live in yourself in a state of uncertainty. Yet from that you whet your appetite anew to go through change. Change involves the deepest sort of self-doubt. Sometimes only people like you can penetrate the self-doubt or neutralize the negative projections. You are willing to risk not only losing status or material possession, you are willing to risk losing your life. I'm going to put this over here so I won't forget to read Ujima tomorrow. We might be having a show tonight doing folk tales. It depends because I got a lot of stuff I have to change on the Gye-Nyame site. I'm taking up the prices. I'm changing the copy. I'm changing my ad, the way I'm distributing my ads and stuff like that. And anyway, So we lift up our glass. We salute this moment. Understand that in this present moment, we have power. Present moment is our time. What we going to do with it? Are you wasting your children's inheritance? Right? Are you giving away their space and time? You know what I'm saying? So you need to stop. If not, we need to add to it. What are you doing to add value to the space and time that we have? Let's say we can't expand the space that we have. Can we make the space that we have right now more productive? Can that space really support us? Because right now, the only space that it appears that we are passing on to the future generation, it always reminds me where I used to hear people talk about, I'm a dirt, they a dirt farmer. What the hell is a dirt? It's almost like we farming dirt. Not even good fertile dirt. Just dirt. You know what I'm saying? We passed in dusty space on to our children. And I, for one, don't want to pass no dusty space. I want to pass something on with trees and with materials that I have planted the seed for, that even if I can't harvest them, my children and my grandchildren and my nieces and my nephews and all of our tribal children will be able to eat from the fruits and use the resources of the space that I have to live through their generation and expand, because they grow strong and fit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we lift up our glass. We salute this present moment, and we say Ashe. From there, we move to our future generation. We toast our children, our children's children, onto infinity, and we say Ashe. Where you at, Anime? Golly, girl. You was in the bathroom during the toast? Okay. All right. So we toast our children's children onto infinity. Lift up the glass. Once again, we toast them, we say Ashe. From there, we move on. And we salute all of our relations, and we say Ashe. From all of our relations, family, we lift up our glass high. And we toast. Y'all ready? Guess what we toasting? Y'all don't know. Y'all should know. We lifted up our glass for that special toast that you might have, as well as we are extending the toast to all of our brothers and sisters, all of our family, our extended family, our tribe, our extended tribe out there that might need some healing. We send out that balanced energy and we say Ashe. From there, family, we move and we lift up our glass and we salute. Guess what we salute now? We move and we salute and we raise our glass for that selfish toast. We lift up our glass, and the question I ask you is, what is it that you need right now in this moment to move towards your greatness? We lift up our glass and we say, I'm waiting for it. What is it you need? All right. And so I say, from there, family, we lift up and we toast our tribe. My tribe is Gye-Nyame. What's your tribe? Come on now. Tribe up. You ain't got a tribe. You better go and get with us. We lifting up our glass. We say, Ashe. Last but not least, family. Last but not least. You know what just occurred to me? Some of y'all might be watching on the initial screen and you don't see the chat. If you go up and if you look in the right-hand corner, you'll see something that say watch. Does it say watch? What does it say in that right-hand corner? Let me see. I'll tell you exactly what it says. Yeah, it say watch. Click the watch button and it'll bring you inside so that you can see the chat and you can see what's being said. All right. So we lift up our glass and we salute our tribe. My tribe is Gye-Nyame. What's your tribe? Say it out loud and we say Ashe. Last but not least, family, I wish you. Oh no, I toast you. I gotta lift my glass up to the most beautiful, the wisest, the bravest, the most beautiful individual in the room. I lift my glass and I toast you and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. Hold on. Drinking that ambrosia. All right, before we get out of here, there's one article that I want to go over real quick. So we're going to go on and look at it real quick. It's over here on our Facebook page. We still post up news on the Facebook page. We're going to be doing we got some bomb. I mean, this thing that I'm working with now is just incredible. But I posted it up. Damn, our numbers is going up. Said people reached within the in the last 28 days, 3,751. We up 61. We doing good, okay. All right. People, we approaching that Kwanzaa time. Oh, people gonna be mad. All right, let me see. I posted up an article, and I seen it up here, but now all of a sudden it disappeared on the brother, and I don't know what's going on. But I could look the article up. But I wanted to make sure, add a payout account for paid online events. I guess we could have paid online events. Go Little Booties Matter. Y'all go and click that link. Go and check it out. That's that Coochie Toast. Look, hold on. Go and run, bruh. Come on, self-determination. Oh, you got to get that self-determination on. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Look at him go. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. Here we go. We need to look at this and see what babies are thinking. Now, we need to first make sure if it's our babies. But hold on. Climate change. Young people are very worried. This is BBC. I heard this morning. So, they did a survey. Let's hear from the BBC. This is the BBC by Roger Harabin, BBC Environment Analyst. A new global survey illustrates the depth of anxiety many young people are feeling about climate change. Now, I want y'all to listen to this. Nearly 60% of young people approached said they felt very worried or extremely worried. 60%. Now, more than 45% of those questions said feeling about the climate affected their daily lives. Okay. 3/4 of them said that they thought the future was frightening. Over half, 56% say they think humanity is doomed. All right. 2/3 report feeling sad, afraid, and anxious. Many felt fear, anger, despair, grief, and shame, as well as hope. One 60-year-old said it's different for young people. For us, the destruction of the planet is personal. All right. The survey across 10 countries was led by Bath University in collaboration with 5 universities. It is funded by the campaign and research group Avast. Now, we got to look up all those groups. It claims to be the biggest of its kind, with responses from 10,000 people aged between the ages of 16 and 25. Many of those questions perceive that they have no future, that humanity is doomed, and that governments are failing to respond adequately. Many feel betrayed, ignored, and abandoned by politicians and adults. How many of our babies feel like that? Because the reason I'm reading this is because, have we ran any surveys just in our community about how our children feel about some of this shit that's going on? You know what I'm saying? I mean, have we actually sat down and did this? Is it something that we need to do? You know what I'm saying? I would suggest that we need to do it. Authors say young people confused by government's failure to act. They say environment fears are profoundly affecting a huge number of young people. Chronic stress over climate change, they maintain, is increasing the risk of mental and physical problems. And if severe weather events worsen, mental health impacts will follow. The report says young people are especially affected by climate fears because they are developing psychologically, socially, and physically. So when they get this news, I'm going to stop right there. Y'all going to finish the article. It's right up on, and with the pandemic, with the constant talk about climate and climate issues, with fires tearing up the West, you know what I'm saying? With hurricanes tearing up the South and the East, should they be worried? And is there anything that we could do? Are we having the discussions and asking our children the questions that we need to be asking them? Just wondering, right? But anyway, this is Brother Hatim. And I just want to say, we got a comment. The increased suicide among them might suggest to us they feel. That's right. Let's listen. All right, we need to listen. We need to listen, and we need to get busy. I'm trying to tell you, listen. I seen a story yesterday. Y'all gonna be like, there you go with it. I seen a story yesterday about a man who went into a chamber that was totally dark and had no sound. So he could hear nothing from the outside because of the way the room was designed. And within a couple of hours, he lost his mind. Now, what that got to do with this, Brother Hatim? He went into a catatonic state. He started seeing, because he was recording it, he started seeing animals with long legs. He started seeing monsters and shit. Right? I guess, his mind was playing tricks on him. What was it? Right? And when he got up to start banging on the door to beg for somebody to let him out, it just so happened that the guy that was supposed to be monitoring him went to the bathroom. By the time he got back from the bathroom, he opened the door. He found homeboy on the ground, not responding. What that got to do with the issue, Brother Hatim? Because we are a tribal people. We are a social people. When we are in isolation, even if we are in isolation with stuff and noise and stuff going on around us, without any interaction with other people, we start to lose our mind. And I'm not just talking about the digital access, because that's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But we still need the human contact, right? And the human caring, and the human love, and the human checking, and the human balance in our life. The tribal experience, feeling safe. Y'all get it? You get it? So, if we want our children to in a sense, if we want to bring the suicide rate down, if we want to bring down some of the health issues that's going on in our community, family, it would behoove us to pay attention to what our ancestors talked about. There's a reason we lived in groups outside of just being able to protect each other. It's a reason why we do that. And the reason has a lot to do with our mental state. How did we make it through 400 years of Armageddon as black folks? We made it through 400 years of what was described in many holy books as revelation. We survived all that shit. Pits of fire, brutal murders, separation from loved ones. We survived that shit. Why? Because we did it together. They were never, ever able to break up the group until recently. He reached a state of mind that most try to achieve. With ayahuasca, SA drug. Yeah, but he got stuck. See, there's a difference. He got stuck. He was catatonic. But I'm gone. Family, this is Brother Hatim. I'm up. I'm out. And y'all have a great day.
Mr. Diddy.
Sorry, Spreaker. Messed it up. Damn. Oh, no, I was right. Alright. Sorry, Spreaker. Messed it up anyway. But thank you, family, for tuning in to GNJ.media for our daily toast. Kujichagulia, great Kujichagulia to all of y'all. Get out there and let's build. Let's build. We out. See you later. Alligator.